Good evening and welcome. Abigail French, first in the house. How about that? Just you and me alone. Be warned, my darling wife is in the background. She's wandering in from the kitchen. I've just run around, Abigail. See that? She's now shouting, I'm early. As soon as I saw that you were on there, Abigail, and you gave me a love art, I thought you and me could have had bromance because she was out of the room. And now she's back. Never mind. So, how are you, Abigail? Um, I'm looking like a split mattress. I just need to sort myself out.
Normal.
As normal, Susan says. She's back in the house. She's back in the auditorium. Good evening, Frank Casey. I'm sorry I'm early this evening. I just saw Abigail sitting there all on her own. I thought I cannot leave that girl on her own in the dark. Oh, no, I'm in the dark. Abigail's probably sitting with a light on. Um, so there's just the three of us. It's quite comfortable. Bad news, Chris. It's Joe and Abby. Bad news. Bad news. It's Joe and Abby. Oh, you've got bloody Joe next to you. I thought you were watching me, Abby. I thought you were watching me. Bad news. Yeah. Damn it. I thought he'd left the auditorium and it was just you and me in the dark. I thought for a second there. It's bloody Joe, is it? Oh, bloody hell. You should get rid of him next week. Send him out or something. Send him down the Chinese. Tell him to go and get you an Indian. See, you had me there because I didn't realise it went French. I never seen French before. So I have on here, but I never put two and two together. Bloody hell, Sue! It's Abigail French. It's early tonight, Graham. Yeah, early. And the thing is, if you think about it, what they've done to us on is it YouTube, Facebook, bastards, aren't they? Won't let us go with group meetings anymore. It's not on, is it? Eh? We'll have to sort something out there. Anyway, they're all coming in now, aren't they? They know it's 8:30 and it's ready for it. Look at them coming in now. Steve Pace is in the house as well. Adam, Michael McLaughlin, Tracy Dodds. Good evening, Tracy. Martin Lawrence, Kevin Polhill, Leanne Vine. Good evening to you. Maiden, sorry. What does that mean? Maiden what? Maiden up north. Anyway, you can see what's happening tonight. The wine waitress is absolutely freaking useless.
That's because you're drinking my wine.
I'm drinking her wine, so she's only giving me a little tiny bit. You can see what I'm having to cope with tonight, aren't you? I'm going to have to do this sober. Pass that whiskey. Or you can have my wine, don't worry.
Do you want the whiskey too?
What?
Well, you can have more wine.
No, I just get the whiskey because then you're not going to pull a funny face at me. She pulls funny faces if I drink her wine. She was like, oh, you can have it, but only a little bit. Unbelievable, isn't it? Very frustrating Sunday. 2 hours as failed geek and still couldn't get in. Do you know what, Graham? It was unbelievable. They wouldn't let me broadcast, and then Steve. Oh, was it Adam? No, who?
Just whiskey, or do you want ice?
Who was it?
You want ice, baby.
No, I don't want ice, baby. No, I just want whiskey, please. Do you know what? You can't find the freaking stuff here. I'm having to answer. I'm having to read the screen. Remember what I just said, and help her get the whiskey. No, it's on the side there, empty. It's about third bottle along, fourth bottle along. It's called whiskey, Susan. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Honestly, you just can't find the bloody stuff these days. Good evening, Jeff Haraway. How are you? Harry, that was it. It was Harry. That was it. Harry found us a way in. He found us a way in. And I've been looking today for about an hour and a half. What's the best way to do the same sort of thing, where we can see everybody on the screen if they want to, so they can all have a chit chat rather than just me typing. Jeez, Willie, you shut up in the background. See what's happening, everyone? She's back in here again. Look, coughing her heart out. Just tell her, will you? I'm trying to concentrate. You can drink my schnapps now. £10 off at the moment. £10 off. Anyway, you just want to see me on here, Nigel. Absolutely off me trolley, don't you? Drinking snaps. So anyway, what I'd like to talk about is I'd like to try and talk about some dog training. I'd like to talk about an absolute genius. He likes to call himself a genius. He likes to promote himself as a genius. And that is our friend, Zach George. Now, Zach George is back on banging the drum about the dog daddy. Banging the drum about the dog daddy. If you went on Dale McCluskey's Facebook page, you'd see that Dale McCluskey is banging on, or was it YouTube? YouTube, I think. You'd see that Dale McCluskey is banging on non-stop about the dog daddy and Zach George. It's the bitch fight of the year, isn't it? Now, let's ask the question. Where does Chris talk openly, honestly, about other training methods and other trainers? In Patreon, doesn't he? In Patreon. He doesn't very often go on Facebook or go on YouTube and discredit other trainers on a regular basis, because we're educating people in Patreon. We're looking at trainers, and we're looking at trainers that we recommend, and we're looking at trainers that we don't recommend. And it's a good learning curve for people. I managed to put the Harry videos into my memory stick. Do you want me to send them to you, Chris? Yeah, lovely, Steve. That'd be great. Thank you. And this is the proof that he is an attention-seeking moron. Now, I'm talking about Zach George. And you could say, no, the dog daddy is attention-seeking. Well, he's got his own method of portraying himself, hasn't he? He wants to be like a bit more like Cesar Millan. But he takes on dogs, and you don't have to agree with everything he does. But why do you need to promote yourself by rubbishing somebody else and their business and trying to put them out of business, when you could do it in private, couldn't you? You could do it in your Patreon group, couldn't you? So Zach George has got a Patreon group. There you go, look. Zach George has got a Patreon group. Now, Zach George has got 1,089 members. Well, it's actually 1,090 members, because he's a member himself, isn't he? 387 posts. Most of it is silly pictures of Zachy baby. Oh, what happened then? I don't know. Oh, don't go out of there. But anyway, you get the picture. So I looked him up on Patreon. So he's got a massive following because he charges £1 for you to come on. He knows how to work the system, but obviously he's got other people on there that he's asking to pay silly money, right? And it's up to them. So why isn't he promoting his opinion to his members on Patreon? So he's not getting into a bitch fight and creating a sensation on the big wide world web. Zach George is worried that people are starting to figure him out. Frigging useless. Yep. Good evening, Sue, says Leanne Vine. Oh, look at that. Sue you, Kieran. Sue you, Kieran. Never mind. I'm not listening. I'm not reading this. I'm trying to get into the mode of dog training rather than talking about all the other shit that's going on in this world at the moment, about Richie Sunak, no vote of confidence. Well, there's 20 people. And then the other side, not wanting to stop the fighting and the bombing, and I'm not going to go there. Don't take me down that freaking road. Honestly, I'm trying to talk about dog training. So back to Zach George. If he wanted to educate people in his group and he was against the way that Dog Daddy was training, why didn't he do it on Patreon? Why does he feel the need that he wants to do it on the big wide world web but not on Patreon at all. If you go on to Patreon, Zach George Dog Training, you'll find nothing negative about the Dog Daddy on Patreon. That's his platform to talk openly and not upset other people on the World Wide Web. And if people don't like it, they can come off it. I'm upset, Chris, that I missed out on your live feed last week and I missed out trying to win one of your mugs. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
Get the violin out, Fred.
I got one mug left until next week. I just ordered £200 worth of mugs. I've got one mug left. I think Leanne Vine deserves it, don't you, everyone? Yes or no? Come on, Chris, you just can't give them away, can you? I mean, imagine she sat there in the front room, giggling, drinking from one of my mugs. Paul Crocker. Drinking from one of my mugs with my mug on it, my mug, on one side, and never mind the bollocks, get me out of here. Zach has got 1,900 mugs. Laugh out loud. Yeah, but yes, fucking all following him. I used my mug tonight, says Paul Jarvis. It's the best mug in the cupboard. This is it. People don't realise Zach George is running scared. The Dog Daddy is showing him and his bullshit up. I think personally that I had another sales banter thing from
here we go. Adam's at it again.
From not Mr. Negative. He's not having another freaking go. My cup is fading. I don't freaking blame it. I bet every time it sees you, oh, fucking hell.
It can't be as bad as.
Where's Trigger? Where's Trigger? He hasn't got a clue how to work a dog, but he's very good at manipulating social media and making money. Exactly. That's the whole point. And that's what I was trying to get across. I have showed you time and time again how you break down his videos and he hasn't got a clue. I'm fed up with people like him. So why don't we all go public and freaking slag each other off? Why not? Let's have a freaking dog wars. Never mind the bollocks. Show us your dog. And then we see that bloke from well, I won't even mention his freaking dog business, but the bloke talking about e-collars and how evil e-collars are and how barbaric they are, and how he wants to go to America to see how the Americans use the e-collar. And then he wants to go and talk to Jamie about e-collars because Jamie sorts problem dogs out with e-collars. But hang on, Jamie is not specifically a gun dog trainer, and this guy is a gun dog trainer. Imagine everybody went onto the bottom of his link that I shared in Patreon and said, why don't you contact Chris Upton? He's willing to have a chat with you and tell you what a freaking plank you are. How about that? I bet you he wouldn't contact me and say, let's have a talk. I've been in dog training for how many years, like he was explaining the other day, and he's the busiest dog training facility in the country by far. They're so much more knowledgeable than everybody else, and yet they were talking shite about the e-collar. Both of them didn't have a clue. The lad sitting on one side of the table was trying to get into the conversation, but the conversation was being taken over completely by the nutter who thinks he knows everything about dogs, and he was talking about a lot of confidence tricksters in the dog training world. Exactly. And they're saying, yeah, but if you use punishment, and we don't believe in using punishment, and we don't believe in having problem dogs here, we don't want problem dogs. What a load of shite. Now, if I name these people, but now you guys in Patreon know, because over in Patreon we talk about it. If I named everybody out there who is a con artist on the internet, I'd be too busy. I wouldn't be able to train people and help people and educate people. But it's part and parcel of seeing the bigger picture for people who've just come into the group. Any plans on how to join the chat on Sunday? Not at the moment, Abigail. I've been trying to work out which format I should go over to. They're all starting to charge astronomical prices. And we tend to get the same amount of people in every week, the same followers. I thought that what we'll do to just liven it up a little bit, as we've got the same sort of people, and we've got very friendly with them over the last 2 years, the people who come in on a regular basis. Me and Sue thinking of doing a wife swapping party. So if you've been coming in regular, that's what we're planning on doing. We're trying to sort out a venue so we can all do wife swapping.
You'll be on your own then.
She said, I'll be on my own. Well, how do you know I'll be on my own? You haven't seen everybody else's wife. Somebody else's wife might.
You'll be going alone then.
Oh, I'll be going alone. Oh, right. Honestly, she's got no spirit these days. She used to be such a spirited little chap. Don't say that. She might have balls. Stop it.
Well, Karen says we may have to move it over to Skype. Come on then, Karen, because you youngsters know all about these things.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show us how to do it, Karen. Because I tell you what, I'm okay with old technology that I've worked out, and it takes me a lot longer than average person. So we need someone to set it up for us. So if anyone knows how to set up Skype, that sounds good. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you. I thought the same thing. Do you know these ideas come from the top of your head? I'll swap my wife for another spaniel. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, Steve. We could all bring our dogs with us as well. Stop it. We could throw our keys into a basket, couldn't we? Like they do with a wife swapping party. Not that I've ever been to one. I'm just dreaming about it. Stop it, Steve Morton. Stop laughing. I'm serious here. We could throw our keys into a basket, and you could pick up the keys, and we'll forget the wives. We'll just go in with the same wife, but you don't know which dogs you're going home with. How about that? You could be going home with someone else's dogs. What a party that would be. Imagine freaking getting Sol's keys for his freaking... Oh, Jesus Christ, with his pointers in the back. Oh, freaking hell. I'd be locking the car and walking home. I'll swap my spaniel. And Adam, I knew it. I knew Adam would come out with something negative about that bloody gorgeous dog I gave him. I gave him that dog. He freaking stole it from me. What, Sue?
He loves him, really.
No, he doesn't. He's just winding me up all the time. That's fair enough. Would you be able to put something on Patreon or Corleone Talk if you figure out a platform, please? I'm missing the chat, Joe. Hey. Abigail's missing the chat. Or
no, Joe's missing the chat.
Oh, damn it. Abigail's missing the chat.
It's Joe talking over.
I know, Sue, but I just keep having flutters in my heart about Abigail asking me, I'm missing you, Chris. Let the dogs pick the keys. Yes, Steve, great idea. Because they're not going to be picky. They're not going to be judgmental, are they? If some Fiat Uno turns up compared to a Range Rover, are they? They're not going to go, I'm having the Range Rover keys because I know what Range Rover key looks like. They're just going to pick a set of keys, aren't they, and go with whoever it is. Eh? But the thing is, if we did wife swapping, the girls would know what to do, wouldn't they? They'd go straight to my key ring because it's got never mind the bollocks, show us your dog on the key ring. Now, not all of you have got a key ring. Imagine everybody turned up who's got sent a key ring, never mind the bollocks, and stuck it into the same basket. The girls would be totally confused, wouldn't they? They'd say, which one is really Chris? Hey, my dog would pick my own keys, says Steve. Honestly, this program gets worse. I was trying to educate you about Zach George. And Zach George was saying that he is an absolute genius. Genius, he says, on his thing. Why would you say that you're a genius? Someone else might say you're a genius with dogs, and you go, yeah, thanks very much for the compliment, but Steve Morton, moron. Yeah, that's what he should be saying. Because why is he allowed to be on the internet if he's telling everybody he's a genius? Because he can train dogs with love and affection. And this is exactly what I was going on about tonight, about how many of these trainers are telling you that they can train dogs with positives and positives only. What about when somebody brings you a dog that's totally out of control, totally taken over? How fast does it take to adjust that dog's mindset? If you're using gameplay, fun-based training, but without discipline, you're going to struggle. But if you use discipline and gameplay, you're going to be streets ahead of the trainers that only use one ideology. I could adjust Bertie's mindset in about 5 seconds. Who's Bertie?
This dog?
Who's Bertie? Come on, tell us who Bertie is. Did you see the one with Ivan? Did you see the one with Ivan? I see you've all gone quiet. There's only one person that actually made comments, and that was Adam. Did you see the one with Ivan walking through, well, being pulled through a built-up area with that dog? Have I every right to give my opinion without being rude? That spaniel in the video I posted was, yeah, but there was 4 of them, wasn't there? Is that the video you're on about? 4 dogs all out of control, and was it Bertie's mindset? Bertie was one of them? Is that right? You wouldn't believe how many videos I've looked at today. I got bored with Ivan's video. See, the problem is, Ivan is an excellent trainer, but I couldn't believe that he put that video up, because just imagine you're a novice handler and you try and walk a dog like that through that built-up area. You are asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. What if that flexi lead broke, the brakes on it broke, and the dog went loose? That dog was literally lunging for the road. Now, I'm only talking the truth. Ivan is a brilliant dog trainer. But why did he put that video up? I would love him to contact me. I'd love somebody to tell Ivan that Chris Upton was totally confused. Everybody else was putting wonderful video. I just love the fact the dog was hiding in the doorways. The dog was hiding in the doorways because it was so freaking hot. He took the dog out in the heat of the day, very hot there, and that dog was in the shade trying to go in every doorway. What if someone was coming out of the shop in that doorway? That dog was out of control. Paul Jarvis says, I don't like flexi leads. I actually use flexi leads on the odd occasion, but in an area that the dog can't get tangled up with. A little kid coming out the shop, another dog. Break away from that. If anything happened, you'd be okay, because you're in the environment that the dog's got the chance of not having a major accident. What if that dog lunged out on the road, someone just saw the reflection of the dog coming out through the gap of the cars and did emergency stop or a turn and wanted to avoid the dog, thinking they're going to run it over, and the dog... So Steve Morton says Ivan, and he's put
Didn't get that out. I mean, Adam said, I commented on the video, I just could not see why he did what he did.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not rubbishing Ivan as not a trainer. No way on this earth. Ivan is a brilliant trainer. He's a master at what he does. What he does for his sport. But that doesn't mean he's not only got the knowledge about them. He's worked with lots and lots of dogs, and he's worked with problem dogs. He's worked with rescue dogs. So I would have thought that... I looked at every comment. Well, not every comment, but everyone's going, oh, I'd love to see the progress of this dog. I just can't wait. Everyone's liking it. It's like as if you're followed just because you've got a following, if you know what I mean. And people latch on. And I watch a lot of Ivan stuff when it comes up, and he sends me non-stop, not just me, but anybody, trying to promote paying 10 grand for his course. He's trying to say that it's my last chance now to get free advice of how to be an unbelievably good dog trainer. Why haven't I jumped at the chance? Because I rate him as a dog trainer, but that one video, I have a right to disagree with what he was doing or question what he was doing. Anybody has got a right to question any of my videos on the internet, and I should be able to stand by it. I should be able to say, yep, you're right. on reflection, perhaps I made a mistake. Or no, the reason is this is the environment I wanted to put the dog in. But that dog could have broke away, gone over under a car, and it was totally out of control. My 2-year-old Labrador is brilliant training on dummies and game, and he's steady and picks up when sent, but whinges while sat doing nothing. What would you do, Chris? How would you give a negative on that?
Unwanted behaviour.
Yeah, unwanted behaviour. I think this is where you get slagged off if you say stuff on here, but I don't care. I would use an e-collar, and I would change the mindset of the dog, and I would just tap, tap, tap on the e-collar when the dog's making a noise, and the dog would go, where's that come from? And the dog would redirect and look and think, hang on, what's that? You don't need to be harsh with the dog, but that's what I would do with the e-collar. I wouldn't, it's not a punishment, it's a distraction, but it's knowing how to use it, and the timing has got to be there. And it doesn't mean it's got to be harsh, but you can pair it with be quiet. So every time the dog whines, be quiet, tap, be quiet, tap. And the dog goes, freaking hell, because that's no different than a yank on the lead, a tug on the lead, whatever you want to use. I think the e-collar, used sparingly, is a brilliant tool. That doesn't mean everybody's got to go out and do it. What I would tend to do is I put the lead on the dog before I worked using the e-collar. I'd put the lead on the dog and sit there with the dog on the lead, not holding it. If the dog makes a noise, I pick up the lead and I give a lead tug. And I would go, be quiet, and a lead tug. And I've worked on some dogs, and you can get away with it and move that behavior away from the dog sitting there. Sometimes, if you're not careful, if the dog is a real whiner, the dog learns not to whine at your side, but when you cast it off, it will whine, and it can move it around in the training. So you can move it from your side, move it from when you cast it off. But if it's genuinely there, you can push it out in the training. So when you sit the dog up, make the dog wait, and you cast your hand out, sometimes you can make the dog make a noise there. But whining and making noise can be two different things when I say making a noise like a spaniel yipping when you cast it off. Oh, you are in a brave mood, says Steve Morton. I'm in a not give it a shit mood tonight. How about that? You can't please all the people all the time, can you? Especially the people in the front row.
So you're just being your normal self then?
Hear that in the background? Hear that? Who needs a freaking wife like her, really? I don't know how we've stayed together so long. So you're just being your normal self then. I don't know how she's put up with me. I gave you a rundown last week what she called me. I'm still seething underneath.
Get over it, Buttercup.
Get over it, Buttercup. I don't take offense very easy.
Wimp.
Bloody wimp, she calls me now. So what I'm saying is,
just die quietly.
see what I'm saying, everyone? This is what I've had to live with. I've just become a nervous wreck. Yeah, but what you don't want to do, Leanne, you don't want to go in hard with that, because what you're doing, you're changing the mindset. You're just changing the mindset. The dog then looks around going, what was that? What was that? Yes, this is the Chris of a few years ago. Yeah, I've gone softer, Steve, haven't I? I've gone bloody softer. That's the whole point, isn't it? As I've got older, I've got less confrontational. My testosterone is dropping off slightly. Ask Sue. It's about quality now in the bedroom, not quantity. It used to be quantity. Always have to go back to the freaking bedroom. No, they reckon men think about sex every 15 seconds. That's about 4 minutes. If you think
30 minutes in, I think that's a record, actually.
No, because we've already talked about it earlier, Sue.
Oh, right.
We talked about wife swapping.
Oh, right.
She's honestly senile in the background, getting older, going senile. I say to her, can we have sex again? Yeah, you can. We only had it half an hour ago. She freaking forgets. It's obviously not that good, is it? Shut up, Sue. Naughty mood. Steve, what are you on about tonight? Have you only just come in here? Have you never seen us before? This is the crazy show. This is where all the crazy people come. The crazy dog trainers. This is where everybody who doesn't have an ego. We don't have an ego in here, this group. We just freaking say what we feel. God, my husband, like a Randy Jack Russell. Exactly. I'd be Lynn if you put them boots on. Honestly, Leanne, if you put those boots on, I'd be exactly the bloody same walking in the house with them boots on. I'd be playing Petula Clark. These boots are made for walking. Is that right? Is that Pet Clark?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Hey?
Is it? Is it? No, it's not.
Who did these boots are made for walking? Oh no, it wasn't. It was what's the name? Sinatra's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody hell, Chris, get your freaking facts right. They'll be doing fact checking in a minute and going freaking taking you up. Learn to use it, and they are incredible. Yeah, the same with a vibrator. Learn to use it, and they're incredible. See, that's another 15 seconds.
Leanne doesn't need a vibrator.
How do you know she doesn't need a vibrator?
She just said, God, my husband's like a Randy Jack Russell.
All right, so people who have got husbands who are Randy Jack Russells don't need vibrators.
Well, she obviously knows. Well, I wouldn't have thought she would.
Oh, you can see how much she knows about the world, can't you? Hey? Nancy. Yes, it was, Julian. It was Nancy. Stop it, Leanne. Stop it. Honestly, we get worse in here, don't we? We get absolutely worse. And people going, what the frig is he talking about? His head's not screwed up properly. Ailey's got my dummies and tennis balls than... Hey, what? Ailey's got more dummies and tennis balls than the dogs. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, Karen, is there? There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get him anyway. What? Can you read this, Sue? Because I'm getting freaking confused here or turned on. What the frick's going on? Not that he gets it, Sue. Oh, right. He's a randy little terrier. Just have him freaking castrated, isn't it? Is that what you do? Is that what you do with randy terriers? Just get them castrated? Have I been castrated, Sue?
No, unfortunately.
You're not taking away this dog's bone. Trust me. Sinatra. Yeah. I don't think it's spelt like that, Steve Morton, but but as I'm dyslexic, I'm guessing. I think Sinatra's not got 2 R's in it, if I'm right. Come on, tell me, guys. Tell me. Doesn't get him anywhere. This is it. And it's the same as... Oh, what's her name? I saw a video on it. And she said dog trainer. Gary Wilkes talks about her quite a bit. What's her name? And he said, there's a video going around and the dog is humping her leg like crazy. Absolutely humping her leg like crazy. And she says, it builds a bond and it creates more desire to be with you. At no point have I ever tried it. Letting the dog hump my leg. Yeah, you're right. E-collar might calm the husband down. Hey, but then again, it could have the opposite effect like it does on me.
Karen says Karen Pryor, is it?
That's it. Well done, Karen Pryor. Yeah, it was on the top of my head, but no. Yeah, Karen Pryor. There is a video out there with this dog actually humping her leg, and she says it creates more desire to be with you. There is enough.
Woman's an idiot.
Sorry?
She's an idiot.
See what she said? She's becoming so judgmental in the background lately. Everybody that's on the telly is a freaking idiot. She's an idiot. He's an idiot. She never used to be like that. She never used to be so judgmental. I married her because she wasn't judgmental.
I didn't realise there were so many nutters in the world.
She didn't realise there's so many nutters in the world. How about that? Yes, Steve, you can put your freaking lipstick away, boy. You can put it away. Loves the lipstick gag. Yeah, this is it. Stop it, you lot. Honestly. There was me coming in here tonight. Graham Allison, stop it. There was me coming in here tonight, and I was trying to be sensible about dog training. I was trying to park everything in my head that I've been listening to. E-collar on the bottom, the shaft. Whoa, like a bull ride. Yes, you are dead right. Karen, keep our secrets to ourselves, please. Honestly. As we get older, we need more stimulation. It's about quality, not quantity. Karen, if you're having to use the e-collar to stim it up, I'm worried about you at your age. People like me don't take the little blue pill. We like a bit of pain. Come on, Sue, say you the freaking last person who likes pain. Don't give it away, Sue. Keep it to your freaking self. Too many questions. I asked a sensible question, Chris. You did, didn't you? You asked a sensible question and they all jumped in and they had to go off on one, didn't they? But if you think about it, I keep telling you that sex and dog trailing is very similar, isn't it? How many people like a little bit of stim? How many girls like a little bit of stim? But guess what they want these days? They want a flashing one, don't they? That plays musical tunes as well. Not satisfied. You know, they're going back. When they dug up Pompeii. When they dug up Pompeii, right? I went there. I thought it was fascinating. When they dug it up, they found statues of penises on the houses. And what they did, they took them down very quick because they thought all the sightseers and all that going around there ain't going to really be impressed with that. But technically, the bigger you were in that village, in that town, whatever it was, in that city, Pompeii, the bigger the penis you had outside your house. Just imagine there was a 12-foot one, not 12 foot, that's a bit freaking big, 12 inches, 12 foot, freaking Jesus, it'd be a church, wouldn't it? Be a freaking church. Think about it, church, steeple, eh? So, see, you've got me going down another rabbit hole now, haven't you? Just imagine, let's go 12 inches. Let's go 12 inches. Brothels is the most visited attraction in Pompeii. Yeah, but they had sex openly, didn't they? They had a lot of gay sex. They had a lot of sex and they used to actually have, and this is not a joke, they used to have phallic symbols outside the houses, and the bigger the phallic symbol was, the bigger you were in society in that area. So let's just say, what size would you have if 12 inches was the biggest? And obviously 1 inch would go is the smallest, but you had to put a phallic symbol outside your front door. Come on, who's got the balls to tell me? Well, outside, what size would your phallic symbol be in relation to your drive and desire? 14 feet, me. Freaking, I just gave you a rule, didn't I? Just bigger than the next door. Exactly, Graham. As long as it's bigger than next door. Good question, good answer. Great. So a simple question. Would you be sticking up the full 12 inches? 13. So you can't answer a question properly, you lot, can you? You have to come in with some suggestion and take it over the top. There's me trying to be rational and sensible. I'm not talking about how big is your manhood. I'm talking about how big is your ego. How big is your testosterone levels? Now, years ago, I'd have stuck freaking 12 inches up and go, I'm having it. Not that I'm having 12 inches, but that's me, 12 inches. Full of testosterone. I'm the top dog. Do you really want the shit? Do you think what they'd be doing to your missus? They'd be knocking on the door when you went to work, wouldn't they? If you put up freaking 2 inches, they'll think I can do better than that. We at 9 a.m. lines and it's downhill from there. Kieran, why is it downhill? We're trying to work out. That's where the phrase This is where the big knobs hang out. Yes, yes, spot on, Nudge. You're hitting it, innit? Remember that? Why did they call it a door knob? Eh? But guess what? If you're trying to keep the idiots away, surely you're going to put up 12 inches, aren't you? Right? You know, a very dominant man lives here. Then you're not going to get invaded, are you? But imagine you stick up a 2-inch one. They're going to go, I'm going in there. 6 inches twice. Yeah, exactly. You put up 2, couldn't you? It'd look like a freaking fight, wouldn't it? A cockfight. Cockfight. Stop it, you lot. Can we get on to dog training?
Well, even Leanne said.
This is getting stupid.
No,
Leanne started all this.
I know, she said, how did e-collars come to sex? Well, she started. I said, a rabbit hole, Leanne.
Yeah, you don't take me down those rabbit holes, honestly, because I believe in talking about everything and anything except religion. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about religion on the internet. Honestly, it upsets too many people. There's too many people get carried away about religion, isn't there? Not me, Chris. Got to have to start moderating this. Yeah, Karen, I don't know why you just don't freaking start. See, even Sue's thinking about it now. She's going rabbit. Rampant rabbit hole. Oh, rabbit hole, Leanne. Rabbit hole.
She said, how did the e-collar come to sex? I said, the rabbit hole, Leanne.
Okay, so okay, let's ask everybody who's got a vibrator, not an e-collar, a vibrator. Let's ask a question and see if anybody answers it in an honest way. What color is your vibrator? Steve Pace, I'm waiting.
I'm waiting for Hayley's. I reckon.
Is Hayley on here?
Yeah, I reckon.
Hayley, we're all waiting. Pink and see-through, man.
I reckon she's got every colour of the rainbow.
Hayley, did you hear that? Did you hear what that self-opinionated woman in the background said? You've got one of every colour in the rainbow. What did you think you are? With ball bearings, yep. You can name the with ball bearings, yep. And a head that goes round and round and round, make you freaking dizzy. Pink with purple spots, yeah. Nigel Moore camouflage. How do you find it in the dark? I see. Not one of the girls have been honest, have they? Hey, not one of the girls have gone. I'm proud. Union Jack, yeah. And as you're playing with it, it's land of open glory with flashing lights. Thank God. That's what I'm saying. With flashing lights, yeah. So you can find it in the dark, isn't it? It's really important, isn't it? If you've got a black one, I'm not being racist here, but if you've got a black one, it's nice to have a flashing light on it, isn't it? If you're feeling it around for it, you can see it. It's like freaking. And a crocodile clip to go to the car battery. Oh no, now he's doing bondage.
No, because Hayley said, Chris, I've been commendating. So she said, mine's obviously pink, and I've got a red one. Don't need any more. They both do different jobs and make me smile. What more do I need? Haha.
Oh, thank God we got one honest girl in the house. Hey, I bet. Okay, let's have real honesty, shall we? Let's have real honesty. Blokes as well here, not just the girls, blokes as well. Has anybody never used one? I don't mean on yourself, but with your partner, as a game, as a bit of sexual gratification with each other, has anybody on here never gone down that road? Be honest with me. Have we got anybody on here who's going to say, you're having a freaking laugh? I'm not doing that. Because some people, they just believe that the missionary position is the only sexual act that they ever need to do, isn't it? Is that with him or on him, Hayley? Is that with him or on him? I knew there'd be someone. Definitely on him. There you go, Kieran. Titillation. You can't beat a bit of titillation, can you? Hey. So anyway, should we just go off that subject, because some people aren't even answering. They've left the auditorium. We've got 25 people. We had 75 people in here, and we've only got 25 now. Obviously, some of them does a bit of 4 times 2 count. 4 times 2 count. You've lost me on that one. Can you help me with that one, Sue? No, you've lost us on that one, Steve. Do you mean you go out in the 4 before? That's called dogging, isn't it? Wood. Yeah. And I was watching a program the other day on, it was Romans, or it was cavemen time. They were digging holes, you know, them women who love digging, who love trying to find things, and they found a stone made pleasure toy. See how I changed that. I didn't say dildo, I said pleasure toy. This is turning into the Chubby Brown. I don't mind talking about dogs. No one's really wanted to talk about dogs on here. We've had more conversation about sex toys, haven't we? But what's wrong with sex toys? Love a big hole. Yeah, dig, dig, dig. Stop it. But isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? You can go back to the dark ages, can't you? And everybody was using them, weren't they? So what was that telling you? What was that telling you? If you can't beat it, join it. The technology you've got now, you can charge them with a USB. It used to be batteries. And halfway through the sex education that you're giving your wife, or she's giving you, the freaking batteries used to run flat. Especially how long my sex education used to last. Nowadays, into the USB. Mine's clockwork. Yeah, they used to have them clockwork, didn't they? The clockwork toys, remember that? Shut up. Graham, you're bringing the freaking group down that much further than I thought you were going to. Problem is, everyone, Graham missed us the other day. He's normally a regular person on live feed. I kept sending him messages while we were speaking. He couldn't get through. Honestly, I felt sorry for him, because there was a load of people trying to get through and join the private meeting. Because if you think we talk about dirty things, you should come into the private group. This is public. You should see what we talk about in private. There is no holes barred in our group. We cover all subjects. But on here, we have to be a little bit careful, because we don't want to upset too many people.
Well, he said very frustrating Sunday, 2 hours as a failed week and still couldn't get in.
I know, I did see that. I did see that. Anyway, does anyone want to go back to dog training? Does anybody want to go back to dog training? So we've had a good few videos this week, with members sending in videos. Members, see, freaking, it's all members. I've seen member, shows you member. I'm trying to get myself away from all that, but in the back of my head, I'm still thinking about that flashing pink one that Haley was on about. The one that's got a hula skirt.
No, that was the Leanne with flashing lights.
Oh, flashing lights, was it? Was it the Leanne lot? Honestly, I'm going to sleep well tonight thinking about all this, aren't I? Running through my head, aren't I? Because this is what happens. It goes into my head, it sits there, and then I'm thinking, how did we get onto that? Well, we got onto it because of phallic symbols. And big dog, the big dog. Who's the big dog of the village? The big dog of the village. And how many people do you see with dogs out of control? And Adam put up a great video, didn't he? With 3 or 4 cockers that the girl was at, and they came running across. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Frank. I'm thinking of going down that road. I'm thinking that sex sells. We've already talked about that, haven't we? The other week we were talking about that. I'll send you a picture of it if you send me a cup. Oh, stop it. Honestly, you're just going too far now. You'll have me blushing in a minute.
Graham said Steve and Harry were a good watch.
Yeah, they were. And like Steve said, he's going to send the full amount on. See now. See how my brain's gone on a stick. What do you call it? USB stick. As soon as I said stick, I thought no. Sounds like rod. Sounds like the amount of dogs I see just running right on the shooting field. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Adam put up a great video of him sitting there with his dog, and this woman's let these dogs run across. And I don't know if you've seen it. Anybody people in the group have seen it. And she's got no control at all. She's screaming and shouting. She's got no control at all. The dogs are coming across with their tails up in the air as if they own the gaff. Gaff, I said, not gash, gaff. As if they own the gaff, right? And Adam has put his dog on the lead. Worst thing you can do is put the dog on the lead. But what else can he do? I just freaking turn and walk in the opposite direction when I see that shit coming, because your dog's at a disadvantage. Because you're holding your dog, and that dog can feel insecure or out of threat because it hasn't got the freedom to defend itself if you're asking it to sit, and they come racing across being assertive. Now, I didn't think at first they were being overly assertive, but it drives me freaking mad when that happens. It drives me mad. And you always get someone going, sorry, and they're calling the dog's names, they're calling the dog's names, they're calling the dog's names. What does the dog's names mean? Carry on doing what you're doing. Carry on doing what you're doing. And like I said, I think it's great when people put videos up like that and show the standard of the control that some of these people have got. She shouldn't have 4 dogs. As simple as that. That woman shouldn't have 4 dogs. I don't send mine unless there's a run of dead birds get marked and picked at the end. Exactly, Leanne. And if you want to keep your dog to a high standard, you have to protect it to a certain extent. But that doesn't mean you're not doing a good job on the shoot. But you work your dog in the environment that you're in for your benefit. But it's obviously giving the dog experience. Graham Allison should not have one. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I don't think people should have dogs if they've got no control over the dogs. And it's all right going, sorry. But the other one doesn't listen to that one. It follows that one. None of them was listening, were they? But it was a great video that Adam put up because all he wanted to do, his dog wasn't really interested in those dogs, but those dogs came over to him, all assertive, and was like, tail in the air, sniff, sniff, sniff. I'm going to pee here. I'm going to pee there. And it's all to do with dominance, isn't it? It's all to do with dominance. And so at that point, if Adam in his pocket had a rubber dildo, he could have sent a direct message to those dogs interfering with his dogs. And if she shouts, what did you hit my dog with? You can say, I used a rubber dildo. It never hurt the dog. I wouldn't recommend a solid stone one like I saw what they dug up the other day. I think it was Chinese used jade, didn't they? Jade. I bet on a freaking December morning or evening, freaking jade one was rather cold, wasn't it? I bet you got frostbite with one of them, didn't you?
Alan said they stole the tennis balls I put out too when they left.
The new style of priest. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Leanne. That's what you could do, couldn't you? Just imagine you pull out the pink one on the top of the head of the pheasant. People with dogs out of control are not going to come near you, Leanne, if that's what you pull out to knock a bird on the head, is it? Especially if the little head's going around like that at the freaking same time. So it's not dead yet. It's not dead. I'm not on about the bird. I'm on about the freaking new style of priest. Yeah. Honestly, come up with some brilliant ideas between us, don't we? If you think about it, we could write a book about this, couldn't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you could go, get your dog back. If you had one of them big freaking floppy ones that would freaking just wobble, you know, not a solid one. Get your freaking dog back. they'd be freaking racing across the field, wouldn't they? Up yours! No, stop it. Various sizes and colours. Yeah, you could give them a red card. Honestly, I don't know why we've gone down this road. I'm sorry, everyone, tonight. We've gone down this freaking road. We've got 23 people in here now. We're just losing them. We got certain people who can't handle this. We got certain people who can't talk about discipline and they can't talk about sex. Hero in the background. Love to see the look at when they pull that out of your game bag. Exactly. Imagine you throw it at someone's dog coming towards you. They pick it up and they run back to the owner with a vibrating dildo in their mouth. I wonder if they come to you and say, "Is this yours?" Or they'd turn around and fuck off. Yeah, it's a good one, Steve. Bonk dildo instead of bonk towel. Yeah. And if you lined up on the day before the day started, where everyone's been given instruction and we're having a nice day and please gun safety and all that where they give out the information, and you let your dildo slip to the floor in front of everybody, if you did lose it out in the field, they'd know instantly who it belonged to by the colour. Quick wallop, the king dong. Yeah, the king dong. Hey. The things we come up with. Do you know what? You know what'll happen, don't you? Bloody Ben Randall will be watching this, and he'll be freaking endorsing it. What's his initials? You could use it as a projectile for training your dog. Jesus Christ, your dog would freaking know when that was coming through the air, wouldn't he? Eh? Especially with a flashing light on it. Is it the Big Ben? I thought it was BG or something. That's what I'm on about. Ben might take the idea and run with it, and before you know it, he'll swear that he come up with it first, won't he? It's no different than going back to Zach George. Zach George thinks he invented training without discipline. The bloke's a freaking idiot. The bloke is a complete and utter idiot. And the more I watch some of these videos from some of these so-called internet-based dog trainers who've got a massive following, the more I think you haven't got a freaking clue. And they probably watch this and go, "You wouldn't believe what he's suggesting everyone go and buy. A bloody dildo." And somebody will go, "Yeah, but he can train a dog, so it must work." It must work. Yeah. But Ben Randall could then get a cap with Knob Ed written on the top, couldn't he? If you think about it. Because he likes to endorse that he invented everything. And I think, good for you, Ben. If it's all about sales, crack on. Crack on. I see that the whistle company that he says that it's the best whistle designed by professional trainers. And hang on, some of you like it, some of you don't. I've given my opinion. I've given my honest opinion about it, but it's the only one you'll ever need to buy. How come the company are offering gold, silver? Is it gold, silver, and bronze? Or is it just gold and silver ones? Why? If you only need the one that Ben promotes. I know somebody in the group who's got the gold acne whistle. Guess who? Have a guess, everyone. I love mine. Feels better in the mouth as it's rubber. Exactly, Leanne. He obviously He obviously watched some sex films with people using the rubber ones in every orifice and thought, that's not going to chatter your teeth off as much as a freaking metal one. Imagine a metal vibrating vibrator in your mouth. It freaking make your dentures move. It'd take your fillings out if you had any. I've got the solid silver one. That's the only one you will ever need to buy it. Won't bite through, but will lose your teeth. Exactly. And how many dogs have I seen run into someone with a whistle or jump up with a bit of fun? You freaking need a gold filling then for the silver whistle. I've got the gold one sleeve one and the silver one. Hey, I've got the gold sleeve one and the silver.
Solid silver.
It was 300. Go on, and
I lost one.
Which one did you lose? Which one did you lose?
£300.
Yeah, it's like honestly. You need the rubber ones. Yes, exactly, Leanne. Let's be sensible. You do not need the gold and silver. Go back to the rubber ones. Honestly. They'll keep you protected, the rubber ones. Oh, no, you're taking me down a different road now.
She's done it again.
Taking me down a different road, Use the rubber ones. Yeah, you won't get caught with a rubber one, will you?
Solid silver one. It's on our chute somewhere.
I wonder if it's worth popping up just to have a look. Hey, Karen, your dogs must be shit, because all I would say is get out. Find me frigging whistle. Get out. The other week, Abby was cooking on Sunday. Hang on. Abby's talking to me. Oh, no, it's right. The other week, Abby was cooking on a Sunday roast. Why weren't you cooking it? And Alfie was sat staring at her. I don't blame him. Was she naked? I walked into the kitchen and picked up my game bag. He then did not give a shit about the chicken. He wanted to play the game. Were you naked? Did you have your balls out? No. I don't mean were you naked and did you have your balls out? It was like, were you naked? Joke. End of. Did you have your balls out? Or did you just see the game bag and go, I'm going with you? I actually fucking said it to them. No, I've done it myself. I lost my watch. Very expensive watch. And it fell off one day. I was absolutely gutted. And I went back on the trail that I'd been and I hunted the dogs. And as soon as I saw the dog change its movement, I knew the dog was on something. I went over and there was my watch. That dog had found the watch of my scent on it. Now, if I'd gone, get out, they'd be like, okay, where do you want me to go? But I just went back on the same trail I came roughly and let the dog free on. I had 2 dogs with me at the time. And he'd come across it. I tell you what, I don't kiss my dogs on the lips very often. That day, I planted my tongue inside his mouth. You little beauty. Not that I'm gay. I was elated that he used his nose. I gave him more food than normal. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I was looking at messages that come up. This is another thing before we go. Oh, we're nearly up. I get that many people contacting me, asking me questions. Anybody who's watching this and is still, they watch it afterwards, don't they? They come in the next day or lay in bed watching it because it sends them to sleep. If you get to the end and you haven't gone to sleep, please understand that if you ask me questions, I can't answer everybody's questions. I am a one-man band. I am doing the best I can. Sounds like a freaking Leo Sayer song, doesn't it? No, it wasn't Leo Sayer. It was Gilbert O'Sullivan. I'm a one-man band. I don't know. I freaking give in. I'll tell you who'll tell me. I'll tell you who'll tell me in here. Jules, he'll tell me I'm a one-man band, who that was. Come on, someone will tell me. Then you came home and gave Sue a big kiss. A wet one. A wet one. Kiss her on about. Yeah, so what I'm saying is I get so many people asking questions. How do I fix my dog to do this? I've watched your videos on YouTube. I used to watch your videos on YouTube. I cannot answer everybody. I have to look after my Patreon members. They've only got 19 people in here. Do you think you get value for money, everybody, in Patreon? Do you think I answer as much as I can and I give feedback on the videos and I make remarks? I try and use a little bit of humor. I try and educate. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I give so much time to the group. I give so much time to everybody who looks after me and supports me, and I thank you for that. Without that, I mean, I was looking at we were sitting talking today about pensions, about people who've just got to live off a state pension. How the freaking hell do people live on a state pension? How do people live on a state pension? I don't know, with the cost of everything. So it's our pension. It's, you know, we're building the group. We're building a fantastic group. We got members in the group who are becoming trainers themselves, helping other people. That's another thing. Adam Hudson, he's going professional. Just to let you know, another trainer up in the country, up in the country. That sounds funny. Up country, that I can thoroughly recommend, that has got some knowledge, some understanding, and is kind and considerate. He's got the facilities and he's gone professional. How about that? Let's have a thumbs up for Adam, shall we? Another one of our members who are reaching out and helping other people. And you know how he is a valued member of our society. He's climbing the ladder of success. So what I'm going to do, it's just before we finish. You've got 20 people in here. Instead of sending phallic symbols, give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. A phallic symbol. It's not G.I. Joe. It's an Oscar, right? Instead of sending Oscars, we're going to start off with members again, see? Members, we're going to start off sending you a 2-inch phallic symbol. When you've reached 12 inches, you're at the top of the group. How about that? You could sit a phallic symbol on your mantelpiece and show the missus that you're top dog. Or you could keep it in the drawer until you've got 12 inches. On that note,
Steve says I've got one. Adam says so have I.
So okay then, who's got a golden Oscar? Bertie is a top dog. Who the freaking hell's Bertie? I've got two more members. I've got 2 more members that we will be promoting as Corleone training members, as well as Adam. So that, I think we'll have 6 or 7, haven't we? I have an Oscar, a keyring, and a fading mug. Fading mug. I don't know how you got a fading mug. Not one of my mugs have faded. Not one has faded. I don't understand. You must have had a reject, a defect, or have you been rubbing it along your shirt and making wishes that your dog does better? Ever mentioned key rings? Yeah, we've got key rings. We gave out key rings for Christmas last year, free, didn't we, Sue?
Yeah.
And did anyone really appreciate it? No, we didn't. Anyway, I'm thinking very strong and hard here about.
Not too much tea,
Like I said earlier, I'm thinking very strong and hard here. Should be a gold statue of you, Chris. Leanne, stop it. Honestly, it would be fat, wouldn't it? It wouldn't look as slim as that, would it?
It looked like the Michelin Man.
Did you see that? What she said? It would look like the freaking Michelin Man with a tie around your belly. See her in the background, sniggering. She's terrible, isn't she? She said, you don't look like Michael Corleone anymore. You look like Don Corleone, sitting in your freaking chair in the garden waiting to fall off it and die. My goal is a squirrel skin on merit only when I get more videos to show my dog.
Well done.
Well done, girl. You're heading in the right direction. Anyway, just going back to Leanne Vine. She said she'd love a mug. What do you think, guys?
Yep, we've all said definitely.
They said definitely.
Yeah.
Leanne, if you'd like to send me your address, I will send you a mug for all the laughter and the great videos that I've watched of you working with your dog, the dedication that you've got with your dog. 1 hour and 10 frigging minutes.
Adam's got a squirrel tin too. He's got the whole caboodle, hasn't
Adam's got the freaking lot, hasn't he? Yeah. And his dog still finds something else to eat. Anyway, on that note, bollocks and good night all. You don't get nothing for nothing in this house. You have to earn it. Leanne, send me your address, your telephone number, and your bra size. And I'll send you the mug. Stop it, you lot. Behave yourself. Good night all. Chris Upton and Sue signing off.